I don't think there's anybody you can meet that wouldn't trust Tom's word when he says something. When he says something's going to happen, he follows through with it.
My descriptor for him would be steady, because he's not a shoot out of the cannon and really get all fired up and run to things, but he is a very, very steady, deliberate, intentional, and wise decision maker.
From the day he walked in, he was just always driven to bigger and better things, and he still is.
Tom Poe is Cedar Valley through and through. He grew up in Cedar Falls, then graduated from Wartburg College. It didn't take long before he started his professional career in Waterloo at the age of 22.
At the summer of my graduation in 1979, my mother had found this opportunity to buy a small cold storage and ice business in Waterloo. So we purchased that from the Young family. And at the time I needed a job, so I said, well, I'll do that for a few months and until I find a real job, and then I'll move on. But that was in '79. Here I am 45 years later and still doing the same thing, basically.
Tom hit the ground running at Crystal Ice and Cold Storage.
Starting work fresh out of school, I didn't know anything, and but it was the people that I was fortunate enough to work with that instilled some good habits of me and showed me what to do. I really gained some valuable insight from them.
Early on, Tom showed he was willing to learn and willing to pitch in, even doing some tasks most managers wouldn't do.
As he started out, he wasn't afraid to get into a rail car or to throw bellies with the guys. It was a messy job, pork fat, blood, and but he was right in there with everybody else. He was a leader through a model, and he wasn't afraid to get his hands dirty. And I think as a boss, that's kind of an important thing to do.
One Saturday night, this plant was going to shut down. There's trucking issues in the nation, and we didn't have enough space to keep it running on the second shift Saturday night. Called Tom up. Tom got trucks there, we got storage, and we kept the plant running, and he jumped through hoops. That's the type of customer service that he would provide.
As the business grew, it needed more space. That's when an opportunity arose.
Rath Packing Company closed the doors in 1984. We were fortunate enough to work with the city of Waterloo on purchasing one of the buildings at the time. And since then we expanded into the plant a little bit more and retrofitted a large amount of the building space that was usable. And so we did that for in that same older building with the elevators and everything for 40 years.
He's developed this site beyond what I think anybody would have pictured, and he's done it quietly. He doesn't get a lot of fanfare about this site, and I've had people from our corporate office come by and go, we didn't know it was this bigger. We always heard it was just a little Rath building, and now it's as large as it is. I think there is pride in keeping that going in this community.
As Crystal grew into Crystal Distribution Services, and now as Crystal Cold, Tom took a measured approach to growth while maintaining his focus.
It's kind of like the parable of the hare and the tortoise. And sorry, Tom, I'm thinking you want to be the hare because it's really more flashy, but unfortunately, or fortunately, you're the tortoise. And I would say that because he is very, very deliberate and intentional, and it's always 1 foot forward, and doesn't get distracted easily. I trust the decisions Tom makes, both personally and professionally.
He has an uncanny ability of picking the right people to put them in positions, setting them up for success, and he's relentless of following through the obstacles to get to the end objective. It's not like the annoying salesman that wants to constantly hit on you, but it's low-keyed and it's very effective.
It's simply dealing with the cards that you've been dealt with, making the most out of what's possible, not being afraid to try new things. I've tried a lot of different things. Some have worked, some haven't. But in the end, if you're still standing, you're evidently done something right.
Tom's commitment to the Cedar Valley is evident in everything he does.
He would have had many opportunities to leave the Cedar Valley at many times and chose his commitment to the Cedar Valley, commitment to this community, commitment to this industry was to stay and to grow here, and knowing that there were plenty of other opportunities that could have taken him or even expand in different areas.
He wanted to grow the business in Waterloo, and over the years we acquired some other businesses or other business in other cities, and that was, I think, was always one of his goals to spread out a little bit.
Today, thanks to Tom's efforts, Crystal Cold operates more than 7 million cubic feet of warehousing space throughout Iowa, with continued growth in mind.
I don't have any plans to retire anytime soon. I still need to find a worthwhile hobby, which I don't have many of. But the sky's the limit for our company. We've got a lot of growth opportunities that we want to take advantage of. So I want to be here to see that.
Congratulations, Tom Poe, on being a laureate of the Junior Achievement of Eastern Iowa Business Hall of Fame.